Hello, hello.
I'm Anthony.
And I'm Amanda.
And we are AB Adventures.
And we are going to be talking today about the current global situation in the world right now with coronavirus and the different changes that could be potentially coming to the parks because of it.
A lot of speculation what the parks might look like post-COVID.
Yep. Nothing really solid, but we just want to chat about it and our thoughts. So stick around.
Let's talk about it. So the world right now is facing an unprecedented crisis. It is so crazy that every Disney park closed. I think Shanghai has reopened since then, but other than that, every Disney park around the world is closed for business, which has never happened before. It's crazy.
And since that happened, they've been looking at different ways to kind of maybe potentially like rework the way that they do business at the parks to help guests, because there's a lot of fear and anxiety and stress going around, especially
And
when
illness.
you're in no, but because of the illness, there's a lot of fear and stress and anxiety going around when you're a part of a big crowd. And so Disney knows that, and they're trying to make their guests feel really comfortable within their parks. So Iger recently said that they might potentially do something like when you're going through the line up front that you would do temperature checks to be able to help guests feel like they're safe once they go inside the parks, that nobody is running a really high fever or sick with anything crazy. So that was the first thing that they mentioned. And
that's based on what Shanghai started doing when they reopened. They started taking guest temperatures. So that's something that we could see, when the parks do reopen.
Yeah, and again, none of this is like set in stone or anything. This is one of the things that Iger said that they're considering and thinking about and seeing if that would actually help, but it's not like actually set in stone.
Yeah, all of this is speculation.
Yeah, so the temperature checks, and the next thing that we were kind of talking about a little bit was the finger scanning, the fingerprint scanning. If you're constantly touching that over and over and over again, I mean, think about how much we really stress about touching things that other people have touched now, then what are they going to do when the park's open?
Yeah. If you're talking about 10 different queues to get into the park, all of those people,
touching.
are going to share all those germs all the way back through the line.
Yep. So that's a potential that could do something too. That they might, clean between each one, or they might do something different.
Which would drastically slow down the flow of people into the park, which completely changes how they do their day at Disney World.
Yep.
And with those kinds of challenges of, everything changing, will they change the capacity of the parks? Will they change how many people they let in a day?
Yeah, I mean, right now they have, rules that they have of how many people can stand outside the park while they're waiting in line to get inside, and then they have how many people are actually within the park. Will that change over time?
Yeah.
And will that come from the Disney parks saying it, or will it come from the government saying it? Florida, Orange County, all of that. There's just so much. But that could be something too, to where they're, kind of cracking down a little bit on how many people are together.
And with all of these things that could change, that could be enacted, when the parks do open up, we've got to ask or speculate, how long is it going to last? Is it going to be like 6 months after everything dies down? What constitutes the virus dying down? We could see these health measures enacted indefinitely. We don't know.
I mean, if you think back to when 9/11 happened, not that this is to be compared to that at all, but when it happened, there were changes that happened after that, and now we just take all of those changes as that's just what you do.
That's the way it is. You go through metal detectors, you go through the TSA scanners.
Yeah, people check your bags, that's just what you do, and it's not a big deal, and it makes you feel safer that it's being done. And so this kind of thing, it might feel weird that that's changing, or that that's something new that's you have to do, but then who's to
ultimately,
say,
is that going to
5
be
years down the road
ultimately, is that going to be for the better or just indefinitely? Or are they going to decide that that's the way things are going to work now?
Yeah, to make people feel safer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it might.
Yeah.
The other thing that we were thinking about too is like hand sanitizers and cleaning. Are they gonna, right before the parks closed, they they actually did bring in a lot more hand sanitizer kiosk things. They brought in a lot more cleaning and made sure that the standard was even higher, even though the Disney parks are like immaculate all the time. They just make it look really, really beautiful, and they even added more into that. So is that something that's going to stay around? Because like we were talking about this too. Do you say, okay, well, we don't need clean parks anymore, so that's going to go down, or we don't need clean hands anymore? Or do you say, okay, well, that was a good reason to bring all this stuff in here, and we're going to leave it all here? So, those kind of things just kind of run through your mind on.
Yes, we'll see.
Yep. So we really don't know. Again, we're speculating a lot on it. And if you guys have any thoughts or, just different things that you're thinking through during all of this and thinking about the parks opening, go ahead and comment below. Let us know. Again, nothing's set in stone, but it's always interesting to think about what might change. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos, and we will see you on the flip flop.
So long.